my life and what I'm trying to do, that'll be what I strive for. But I feel great when I say I have you, Titus, Malik, Brandon, a ton of other people who are peers, friends that I can, oh, hey, bro, I'm ready to move on and I'm ready to tackle this.
Yep.
Can you give me some advice? Just speaking to the network and the brotherhood and everything you've done from a mentor standpoint, just talking about that a little bit.
I mean, for me, it's just a passion of mine.
Okay.
I just really enjoy pouring into other people. I've just been that way.
Yeah.
I love being a leader. I love showing people a better way.
Right.
I love having people reach out to me and say, hey, I'm looking to do this or I'm looking to do that, and finding different ways to help them facilitate their goals and dreams. I mean, that's just what I've been all about. And I wouldn't necessarily call the insurance a bad situation because I learned so much.
Okay.
So much of the things that I still teach everybody on the team are things that I learned from
that was like your foundation.
In the past. I'm a classically trained salesperson. So, I'm training my guys from classic sales training all the way back to Rorik Lexus, which was like my first job.
Oh,
selling Lexus.
Right.
I was 18 years old selling Lexus.
Right.
And I mean, man, you should have seen me when I walked in there, bro. 3X tall team, sitting in there, standing in there. I'm like, man, dreadlocks still.
Right.
And so it's just a situation where they helped to refine my sales ability.
Right.
Not only that, but they helped me to find who I was as a person. So a lot of this is like, I'm not keeping you captive. Like, I want you to do exactly what it is that you want to do.
Right.
And I think that sales is a vessel to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
And sales is notably a revolving door.
Yes.
People are always coming in, always going out in sales. I'm just one of the guys that has the stick to it in this to know, like, this is what I want to make of my life. And it's opened up some doors with things like Dealmate and just seeing the bigger picture.
Right.
So if I can just touch one person and help them to see the bigger picture, then I'm extremely fulfilled in that.
Right. So, and I love that because you started off by saying it's in your nature.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel the same way because all the relationships I foster and nurture is very intentional. I tell people, like, my 10 closest friends are all doing as well as me, if not better.
Right.
And honestly, why I was excited to have you on to give people context is I don't necessarily look for guests to come on to, just come on. I am intentional about, man, he has a lot of knowledge and expertise in an area that I feel people need to learn and know about.
Mm-hmm.
And hell, a lot of times I want guests that can teach me stuff.
Right.
So I'm learning a lot. So if the questions don't seem fluid or flawless, is because, this is coming from authentic, I want to know type of, this ain't premeditated, because I want genuine, authentic questions because I'm learning. So, I appreciate you, in a sense, backing up what you're saying by pouring into me. So love that. When we talk about real estate, what advice would you give to someone who, and I'll use specifically our people, Black people, there's this notion out there, I won't say they, and I don't want to be general by any means. There's a notion that I can't get into real estate for a number of reasons. When you yourself have said you got into a class that you couldn't even pay for, you had to get it free. And I love that example because it's basically like, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. You'll eliminate the excuses and you'll be able to make it happen. And I feel like you gave a great example of that. But what would you, from an advice standpoint, tell people, especially who look like us, about getting into real estate? Because I hear so many excuses. Bro, my credit ain't good. Oh, this, it's a ton of excuses, which is why when I'm doing financial literacy education, I'm trying to really be intentional about, what we're talking about here is a level of discipline. And it's a level of will that you have to have internally. Doesn't really matter about the factors you're saying that are barriers for you because they can be overcome. But if your mindset ain't right, all the great information that somebody can give you won't mean nothing if you can't, take it and run with it. So I say all that to say, what advice do you have people in our community who allow things to creep in their mind and say that I can't get into real estate?
I mean, so
if anything,
it's a thought process.
Right.
Honestly, like, there's two teachers in life. Education and experience.
Right.
So you're either going to glean from somebody else's experience through the form of education.
Right.
Meaning I'm going to read a book. I'm going to go talk to a mentor. Like every single person that you've seen through networking, they've reached out to me and said, hey, I like what you're doing and I want to learn.
Right.
There's an old adage that I live by is when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Right.
It's never the other way around.
I love that.
It's never when the teacher is ready, the student will appear. It's always when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
For sure.
So if you're truly interested in doing anything, I don't care what industry it is, then you really need to be intentional about seeking out a leader, seeking out a mentor, reading a book, somebody that can help you gain that experience, that education, or you do what I did and you bump your head and get that education.
Trial by fire.
Yeah. And so the education was a mix of experience of other people and my experience, to say, hey, I know a little bit about sales. I don't know how to do the contracts.
Right.
I found a lady that she was an old paralegal. She helped me with all my contracts. She helped me learn how to file deeds. She helped me learn how to do all of these things. And so the right people in your camp are going to teach you the right way to do things.
For sure.
I would say, like, to anybody hesitant to getting started in real estate, I was literally sleeping on my buddy's couch. Like, it don't get no more down bad than that.
Right.
I'm sleeping on his couch. I vividly remember I'm on his living room floor. All I had was the bread to get a sign, a blank sign from Home Depot, and I took a waterproof pen and I wrote, I buy houses. And I hung those up around Monroeville.
That was you?
That was me. That was me. I ended up getting a phone call. I made $4,000 my first deal and never looked back. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it just has to be in you. And that's something we call a burning desire.
Right.
That burning desire is something where it's like, yo, I believe in this.
Right.
If nobody else believes, I believe in me. Right. I believe in what I'm setting out to do. And I'm going to accomplish that come hell or high water.
Love that. Yes.
Bro. So that would be my first bit of advice.
Yeah.
Establish in your mind a burning desire.
For sure.
To say, this is what I want to do.
Right.
And then take the steps that will come about. Because when we speak to our subconscious in that way, things will come your way to help you accomplish what you're set out to do.
For sure. For sure. And man, that's a gem. I'm going to leave it there because if you want more, you got to pay for that.